What's up, guys? It is Wednesday, December 14th. It's 4:07 p.m. And boy, what a day. That whipsaw action during the Federal Reserve meeting. It does seem like we're cooling off here, hitting a local bottom and looking like we're going to start to head up again. But this is the newsletter. Or a follow-up newsletter, because I already did one earlier today. But there's just so much news that is coming out. It's quite crazy. And we got to be on top of all of it to keep you guys up to date. So if you haven't already, subscribe, click the link in the bio as well, join the Discord and get updated in real time with urgent announcements. So right here we got from the Bank of International Settlements, an efficient, competitive, and safe payment system. And this is from the Reserve Bank of Australia. Let's look into it. So in here, thank you for the invitation to speak at Australia PayNet's annual summit. It is a privilege to be with you again. The world of payments is changing rapidly. It is a world of innovation, of changing business models, and of investment that is reshaping our financial system. So it is an exciting time in the world of payments. The Reserve Bank has a broad mandate to help shape this changing world so that it works in the best interests of Australian households and businesses. We do this through a combination of suasion, regulation, and working with industry participants to help overcome the coordination issues that can bedevil payment systems. We also directly support innovation where we reasonably can, and we are working with the government to make sure that the regulatory architecture is fit for purpose. Australians expect payments to be fast, low cost, reliable, easy to use. At the RBA, we share these expectations, and we want to see an Australian's payment system that is competitive, safe to use, dynamic, and innovative. This morning, I would like to highlight some of the issues we are working on in support of these objectives. These include our efforts to lower the costs that merchants pay for payment services, support the development of Australia's fast payment system, lower the costs and increase the speed of international payments, and support innovation that will help Australia be well placed for the digital future. So I'm not going to dive into the whole thing, but as you already know, the writing's on the wall. So let's keep going. So then we have here 25 days, 6 hours, 43 minutes until the Flare token distribution. And we're so close, January 9th. And Uphold had came out saying that they're supporting the distribution, as well as Coinbase did as well too. And I think the biggest kind of exchange, or one of the last biggest exchange we're waiting for, is Binance US. And it's very likely that they're going to follow through on that. So as you can see, Flare is going to be distributed and available on all major exchanges, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Songbird accompanying that as well too, and Songbird having a massive pump when that happens. I'll definitely be tracking that in the Discord, so link in the bio, come join it. And then we have this Polysign. In case you missed it, View the Future of Finance webinar recording here. Join industry panelists in the discussion on the changeable burden that regulation is about to lay on digital asset custodians. So we're about to see regulation as far as custodian goes because of FTX and everything like that. But Polysign is well prepared for anything that comes its way. They've been building this for a very long time. And it's, I believe, the most innovative custody solution to date. So that's going to be huge. Then we have this from Digital Asset Investor. He said, will Ripple be the next PayPal? The Motley Fool does think so. So let's look at this real quick. This was back October 20th of this year. And it says, which digital payment system will reign supreme in the long run? How about in the next couple of years? We'll look at both time frames. I mean, it's not even a comparison, Ripple is light years ahead as far as PayPal or any other legacy payment system. And is Ripple the clear winner then? Sure, at first glance, but RippleNet is the new kid on the block, lacking PayPal's incomparable collection of partners around the globe. But as we've done our years of deep diving and research, we know that is not the case. Ripple is heavily tied in the web of all these banks, all these institutions, all these payment providers. And so that seems like that is not even the case. And we're seeing here the courts could issue a ruling in the first half of 2023, but that's arguably an optimistic estimate. Even the several levels of potential appeals could delay the final gavel bang for years. And the XRP token is neither useful nor valuable to American investors until this mess is cleaned up. Not true. But yeah, hurry up and wait. Ripple's day will come. And that is very true. It will come. And as soon as this lawsuit wraps up, that's the first domino to fall. And then there's tons of other dominoes to fall after that. I'm planning on doing a video called The First Domino to Fall And then I'm going to lay out all the dominoes that will fall after this SEC kind of resolution comes, because there's so many things that are in the pipeline that Ripple will just bam, 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 release right after it. So exciting times ahead for that, and exciting times to be a XRP holder. All right, let's keep going here. So if it happens, how does 99% of tokens go to zero? Adult answers only. What exactly plays out? If you haven't already seen the video I did called Project Prophecy, I think I released it yesterday, 2 days ago. You got to watch it because Project Prophecy lays it out. It's kind of like that movie Deja Vu. I don't know. It's with, I think, Denzel Washington. And it's like the government in that movie came up with a way to look into the past or the future or something and make, based off of algorithms and AI, see how the future would plan out and pan out. This Project Prophecy, Jim Rickards developed this basically future telling or like kind of front running system to spot any market kind of disruptions or terrorist attacks, etc. And he has come to the conclusion that Tether will blow up, and that will cause Bitcoin to crash as well too, and of course all the other tokens as well. And then from the ashes the phoenix will rise. So that is, if we're doing adult answers only, I would say that's the most adult answer right there, coming straight from Jim Rickards' mouth. Guy's on it. So all right, this was interesting. I'm seeing this wrong, or is XRP the only asset on CoinMarketCap that is suddenly not being compared to the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum? I was trying to find what he was talking about here, and then I did spot it right up here. You can see just the XRP price in USD, and there's nothing else. But then you go to all these other ones: Dogecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, Bitcoin, right there. You have Cardano, Bitcoin, Ethereum. So something is cooking up behind the scenes. They wouldn't do this on accident, right? It's on purpose. They're trying to hide basically an XRP price explosion compared to in Bitcoin, Ethereum terms, maybe, or something underlying is happening with that. I found that very interesting. Then the implemented Basel III reforms have contributed to increased bank resilience as well as reduced systemic risk. We did a Basel III video a couple of days ago as well too. You got to watch that if you haven't already, and definitely subscribe and click the notification bell. Get updated in real time. We're so on it. The speed of when breaking news happens and how fast we put it out is just quite crazy. So definitely get those notification bells. You guys will be on top of it ahead of everybody else. Then let's go into this article. We have Basel Committee, so December 14th, this is today. Basel Committee evaluation shows that implemented Basel III reforms contributed to increased bank resilience. New report provides the committee's first holistic evaluation of the impact and efficacy of the implemented Basel III reforms. If we keep going down here, let's see. The report also investigates how the different elements of the reforms have interacted and assesses the framework's regulatory complexity. Saying there's two evaluation reports: early lessons from the C-19 pandemic on the Basel reforms, and then buffer usability and cyclicality in the Basel framework reveal that some aspects of the framework, such as the buffers during the pandemic, may not always function fully as intended. The present report confirms that the global banking system has become more resilient since the implementation of the Basel III reforms. Let's keep going. Yeah, so I think that covers it right there. So let's go to the next one. Australia to establish a crypto licensing framework in 2023 in an attempt to modernize its financial system. Just the dominoes, man. When one country goes, everyone else will follow. And I feel like Bob Way, he was one of the first 10 employees at Ripple, had said that as well too. Once one central bank signs on to it, the others got to follow. Or if one government establishes their crypto framework, or two or three, then it's a race to establishing it as far as that goes, because they all know that crypto blockchain is, and whoever is first to the punch here, they know that whoever establishes those clear rules, frameworks, guidelines, leveling the playing field, then that country is going to come out on top of this fourth industrial revolution. Just like with the internet, the US shined through it all and came the top leader. And now there's the follow-up race, right? So, and that's the fourth industrial revolution, implementing all these things. And once one country gives the green light, all of them have to do it. So 2023 seems like the year that this is all going to play out. All right, so let's move on to the next thing, which is this: Future of Payments 2022. Cross-border payments low on priority list for CBDC architects. The payment industry, including regulators and banks as well as technology companies, is largely aligned in the desire to create a cross-border payment system for the modern age. But at least among central banks, the consensus is that central bank digital currencies must justify their existence with other merits, improving financial inclusion for one. While central banks do think that interlinking CBDCs might be a promising avenue for enhancing cross-border payments, survey results revealed today as part of OMFIF's third annual Future of Payments report show that central banks are not pursuing CBDC in order to provide a solution to the cross-border payments problem. However, payment industry participants are working on a raft of initiatives to address the inadequacies of the cross-border payments market. This year's Future of Payments report focuses particularly on the challenges of cross-border payments for emerging market countries. It delves into the validity of cryptocurrencies and stablecoins as a means of escaping domestic inflation and sending cheap remittances. It examines the value proposition of CBDCs for emerging markets, as well as looking at some of the progress made by CBDC cross-border integration projects. There's so much more to improving cross-border payments than digital currencies. The report looks at the progress made towards achieving the Committee for Payment Market Infrastructure's targets in cross-border payments and discuss some of the major issues preventing improvement. OMF survey results indicate that as central banks move into more sophisticated technological areas, cybersecurity is among their primary concerns. The report discusses the regulation and practices that central banks, particularly in emerging markets, must adopt to keep their systems secure from the growing threat of cyber attacks. Every time I read that, I hear Klaus Schwab in that video saying the cyber attack. I'm going to have to pull that up. We'll do another World Economic Forum, or Cyber Polygon is what their kind of scenario plan was for cyber attacks. So we're going to have to run through Cyber Polygon again to get prepared. Remember, BIT is tied up with Stellar. They were chosen by the BIS for the World CBDC thing. Flutterwave, we know, is tied up with Ripple. And yeah, and we already know some of these are tied up as well too. So finally, it examines what payment system designed for the metaverse will look like and what unique use cases they will have to serve. Click here to view the launch panel. I'm going to download this. We're not going to dive through it right now. I think that's enough for this video, but I'm going to keep dishing out more videos tonight, a bunch more. I want to keep it kind of short, them shorter, and we're going to go through all the news that was released today and the past couple days. So I will see you in the next video. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and the notification bell, as well as the link will be in the bio. Come join the Discord. Say what up. I will say what up too. I'll see you over there.